is Gabe Nedwick with my Week 6 multimedia presentation for MPA 580 Legal and Ethical Issues for Dr. Powell. This week, our presentations are about the Freedom of Information Act requests. So as other people have mentioned, and we went over in our reading and things like that, the Freedom of Information Act was signed into law in 1966 by President Lyndon B. Johnson, and it basically gives citizens the ability to request information from the government, either from federal government or from state and local government agencies. And this was enacted to try and help keep the government transparent and accountable, and so that everyday citizens are able to be kept basically in the know of what's actually going on in their government and why things are the way that they are. So as I was looking through, if somebody wanted to request information from a city or local government, they can go through the different city pages, and you would just have to go to like a Google search and type in what city you're requesting the information from and type in the Freedom of Information Act request form, and it'll bring up something like that. But if you want to go straight to the top and request something from the CIA, on their website, they have a Freedom of Information Act request page, which basically goes over how to request information. You can request things about basically whatever the CIA would have information about. Doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be able to give you that information, but you can definitely try and request it. And on their main page here, it basically walks you through what a document should look like if you're going to submit a request to them. And it's got a spot on their form that you can fill out to basically say if it exceeds a certain amount, to not go over the amount that you would be willing to pay, which I'm not sure exactly how much they would charge. I know some people were saying in like city governments, things like that, if you're getting copies of documents, they would charge like 5 or 10 cents per page of information that's printed. But again, I'm not sure. Obviously, the CIA probably has lots of information about things, so I don't know if 5 or 10 cents is going to go very far with them. So I came up with an example. So if I wanted to send a letter to the CIA, basically just copied and pasted the document that was on their page. So in this form, I would be requesting information on alien autopsies in Area 51, because why not? Worst they can say is no, and now you're blacklisted. But they would just go through this form. If they're able to provide any information, they would. Most likely they wouldn't, but if they could or wanted to, they would do it and forward off that information to me. But as most of us know, probably doesn't exist. But if it did, it would be fun to find out. While I was looking through some stuff, I found some interesting websites that were talking about Freedom of Information Act requests. And I found one that was saying that there was a request that somebody had done through some information about the Church of Scientology. And it brought up some information about, for some reason, a play that they were doing about Superman. And people thought it was interesting that they had redacted Superman's secret identity. So people still do not know if Clark Kent and Superman are the same person. In closing, again, there's lots of information that's out there that the government has information on, lots of things, whether it be city, local governments, federal government, CIA, things like that. There's all kinds of stuff out there, and I found this interesting website that actually their whole basically purpose is to try and find as much information as they can that they think, I guess, either the government is trying to hide, that people just don't know, or that they just want to make public. So if you're bored or just curious, the website was kind of interesting. So if you want to check it out, it is fun. Otherwise, the Freedom of Information Act does do a lot for us as citizens of the country, and it also does a lot to help keep the government accountable and more transparent. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.